Okay, so when we talk about the guidelines for verifying trigonometric identities, um, it's just a little list that you need to go through every single time, just to make sure you're covering every basis that you can. First thing, you always want to work with one side at a time. Um, it's always going to be better to work with the most complicated looking side because that's the side that you can do the most with. Simple side, it is hard to decide exactly where to go with it. So you always want to pick the more complicated side. Um, anytime that you can factor, add, square, or create some sort of easy denominator, go ahead and do it. That's the second thing. So anytime that you can simplify by just putting stuff together or by turning two terms into one, that's what you're going to want to do. Um, the next thing is always check for the fundamental identities. This kind of comes into play with this first part, or the second number two, but any of those that you can change are going to be good to do. So we know those are your reciprocal identities and the Pythagorean identities as well. So anytime you can do that, do that. Um, big thing is that sines and cosines go together. Secants and tangents go together. Cosecants and cotangents go together. So if you see these linked up somehow, there's probably a way to simplify those things down to a much easier term. Um, if nothing is working, you can always convert into everything in terms of sine and cosine. That exists. Everything has an identity in terms of sine and cosine. And lastly, been harping on this, but always do something. Just figure out some legal move to do and do it. Because if you at least try and you're doing correct math, you're going to get to where you need to go.